So we're here at the land of the Gareth to pick up another hunt, and this one is kind of interesting because it's in the XII caverns. Okay, he's in that corner. I think I mentioned this earlier, but the first time you're in Jahara, there's actually a mini quest you can do that affects what kind of, is it the War Chief or the old War Chief who wants this quest? That's the current War Chief, I guess. But it gets you a better bow at the end of the events at Jahara during the main story. Okay, well, can we back out? Because if the why is because you actually want to take over the world or something, then we refuse respectfully. Oh, okay, so it's... Well, it's not exactly revenge, but, yeah. Observe your fight so that there might be witnesses, and then... What? Wait, did you say retrieve your body? Do you actually want to die? That is not how you should be doing this. Yeah, no, we're not gonna let you throw your life away. We're gonna beat this thing for you. Now, there's no gate crystal in the XII caverns, but the fastest way to get to where we need to go there, I think, is via the entrance in the Osmone Plain, and we can easily get there via Chocobo. Yeah, well, the Chocobo is pretty smart. Well, I mean, you know... This place was really dangerous to us earlier in the game, but not so much anymore. We can probably afford to get, except for the Archaeo Avis room, obviously. The Archaeo Avis room, definitely not a good idea to go through right now. That animation was really weird there, because the dark spell went off after it teleported. Ah, Quara, if only we could get water spells that good ourselves. I think in my first playthrough, this was actually about the point where I started to dislike the fact that we didn't have access to any water spells above the first level 1. Aged turtle shell, except that's actually a tortoise. In fact, it literally said tortoise there, so, not, yeah, turtle, tortoise. It's always, a lot of works of fiction get that confused. Okay, so we're in the wrong side of this screen. This is actually where we'll get to where the Catobla Pass is, but we need to be on the save crystal side. You know, since I just went through Adramelech's old room, I don't know if I ever mentioned this before, but Adramelech is the only Esper whose arena is not, like, closed off during the fight, which means that it's the only Esper that you can farm steel drops off of. You can walk into the room, steal from it, and then walk out and just repeat that ad nauseum. You can get a lot of high arcanas this way. So, the Catobla Pass is actually in the Hourglass Basin, but in the secret part of the Hourglass Basin that I showed when I visited the XII caverns for the first time that requires you to walk around the waterfall of sand here until you find a passageway that leads over there. And when we should probably buff up, but before we get in there, I want to set up a particular team and turn off any and all gambits related to physical attacks. Okay, Fran and Ash have sleep. So one of the two of them, and it's probably going to be whoever of the two can use it, which I'm guessing is Ash, needs to have, I want to just test this out, the, actually Fran can use that, but Ash can't. The Indigo Pendant. What it means by improves chance to strike with magics means that magics always hit, and that's particularly relevant when it comes to status ailment spells. So, if I do this, if I take control of Fran here, and I have set Redis's gambits to only using Holy, which this thing happens to be weak to, by the way. Finally, we have someone who can hit Holy weaknesses. Oh. You're gonna ruin this strategy! I totally forgot about that. That's a problem. Did not count on having an NPC here, because what my plan was to inflict... stupid stand needle, was to inflict sleep on this thing, guaranteed thanks to my accessory, because this thing is vulnerable to sleep, and then just pelt it with magic while it can't do anything. Did sleep still miss even though I have the thing on? That's really weird. It's supposed to be an automatic hit. Yeah, sleep is still missing. That's... Huh. Does it just not, like, work in this version, or...? Because really, in terms of what this thing can actually do, it's nothing special. It's just, maybe Shell's doing it. Somebody needs to dispel that Shell, I guess. It just uses a lot of physical attacks. Like, I was seriously thinking that this would work. Because it's supposed to make status ailment spells automatically hit. Okay, maybe it is Shell that's doing it. And here is the problem. Just when I was saying, that we, you know, didn't want this guy to, you know, die. I feel so awful about this, but this is the best way to ensure my strategy works. Oh, he's immune to it. Okay, then. Well, I guess I can't be, mean about that. That was... NPCs. Yeah, that's, a bit of an issue. So, I did all of that preparation for nothing, basically. Although, maybe when it's... I'll wait well, Fran first has to not die for that to work, but I'll wait until it's lower on health. And then I just realized I've never actually shown Shemhazai yet. Oh, Redis doesn't have enough MP to use, you know, Holy anymore. And also, Redis is, doesn't really have charge or anything, so I'm just gonna have to ether him and hope for the best. Okay, it just casts haste on itself, so somebody definitely needs to dispel that. Penelo already has that queued up, so Ash is going to go ahead and take the Dispel here. Yeah, Shell seems to get around the Indigo Amulet. Oh, no. It just keeps spamming haste when it's on low health, doesn't it? Okay, this could probably, like, end really badly, because Fran could just die before Shemhazai has a chance to do anything, but I want to show Shemhazai anyway. Especially since this thing's hasted now. Fran is probably going to die, but anyway. So, I said before that Shemhazai is very strange. Oh, Fran could just instantly die to that. Let's see what Shemhazai has. Curaja... Shock, just like she did in the boss fight, and Devour Soul and Soul Purge. So, this just says deal damage to one foe, and deal damage based on Devour Soul damage dealt to all foes in range. Here's the really bizarre thing. Devour Soul has the exact same effect as the item Knot of Rust. And, Soul Purge has the exact same effect as the item Dark Matter, which does damage based on the total number of Knots of Rust that have been used so far. This includes the fact that Devour Soul will boost the damage of Dark Matter, and by extension, Knots of Rust will also boost the damage of Soul Purge, because Soul Purge has the same effect as Dark Matter, like I was saying. So, yeah, Shemhazai is a very strange Esper, and I'm gonna just try Soul Purge right now, even though it's probably not gonna really do all that much. Basically, the more Knots of Rust you use over the course of a playthrough, the more damage Soul Purge will do, just like Dark Matter. On the other hand, though, it will reset the counter. It's a Blood Moon from Breath of the Wild, I guess. I think Blood Moons have always been a thing, like, historically or in mythology. Oh, that looks pretty cool, actually. It's either been ages since I last saw this attack, or I don't think I've seen this attack before in my life, but... No, I think Shemazai's original gambit for using her ultimate attack was pretty reasonable. So let me just see how much damage this does. Not... Yeah, that was, like, only slightly more than Soul Purge. So, like, again, Shemazai is a very, very weird Esper. You kind of have to, Oh yeah, it is going nuts with those Smites of Rages. In fact, once Pinello is risen, I'm just gonna go ahead and go for a quickening here, just to try and finish it. Now that should hopefully do enough. Yeah, way more than enough. Would have been more effective than the Esper, but I did want to demo Shemazai at some point. I know that a lot of speedruns make good use of Knots of Rust and Dark Matter and those items, because there are definitely ways to farm those. Oh, I should also mention, I've changed around Redis's, like, quote-unquote default gambits to this. I kind of want him to use Holy on things that are weak to it, and I want him to prioritize reviving people where he can. Oh, I had to walk all the way back here. And I'm going to need to use a teleport stone, because you can't fly the Strahl back to Jahara, I'm pretty sure. Yep, I was right. So, hey there, don't mind the fact that there was a stray death spell that may or may not have hit you. I did not mean to do that at all. Yeah, I feel so bad that I tried that. I just... there being an NPC here who just spams attacks, and you can't change the gambits of NPCs or turn them off. So if he wasn't there, I probably would have been able to put this guy to the hunt to sleep and wail on it. That is a pretty good backstory, just for a hunt like that. Yeah, that's his brother, I thought so. Well, it's good that that's all resolved now. So, I've decided to take on the Diabolos hunt now, and its petitioner is right here, down the bottom of Miner's End in Bujerba. Many years, okay. What's the chance this guy is going to be dead all along? Because if it was many years ago, then you'd be like a baby, wouldn't you? Ah, yes, it's like one of those boogeyman stories. Okay, well, you're wearing a hat. That doesn't bode well. Well, we definitely should take this thing down and keep the children of this city safe. Or rather, allow the children of this city to wear hats again! So where is it? Okay, right, so it's in
one of the later parts of the Lusu mines, but not quite. I could technically teleport stone in there if I was feeling... I'll probably do that. I can buy teleport stones for barely any gil at this point. So yeah, it's not in the truly horrifying part of the mines. Maybe having Redis use Holy on these things is overkill. Okay, I think he should be... Yep, I can see it. There's that red dot on the map, and there's those... Camera, please. And there are those really cool-looking fiery red wings. Okay, now it's buff time. I think this party's probably okay. I could use Barsh too. It's just gotta remember it's not actually flying, it's just like hovering, but yeah, this thing looks really cool. The only status ailment that it's vulnerable to is slow, which doesn't really bode well for my, you know, trying out the accessory, but I could have Fran try and cast slow on it here. It's weak to water, so that doesn't really mean much for, like, actual water, magical attackers, but it does mean that Bolthy can do pretty well with the, water gun. Scourge. Uh-oh, somebody just healed it. Fran, why did you use Firer? Oh, right, she's still on a buff Gambit setup. And I think Pinello must have tried to use Berserk on it. Oh yeah, Scourge is like heavy non-elemental damage and sap on everyone. It's already losing quite a bit of health though. And Redis is getting right up in its face and attracting a lot of its attention. It appears to actually be vulnerable to Dark too. Okay, it's casting Haste, but all that's going to do is neutralize its or actually give itself haste. I guess haste works differently for enemies, but let's just put slow on it again. Oh yeah, and here's Pyromania, which I've now found out is a fire elemental physical attack. I mean, that much should be pretty obvious. Okay, once it uses this, it becomes immune to physical attacks, I think. But yeah, immune to physical damage. But we do have magical damage that we can use on it. In fact, that's already dead. Good. It's like it's like the high 40s in terms of level. I didn't expect it to go down that easily. I guess that's what happens when you have guns with weaknesses, and oh boy, that's a lot of sap. In all honesty, maybe the best way to remove that annoyance is just to remove everybody with sap status from the party. Okay, we defeated that boogeyman, and it was surprisingly... Oh, cutscene. Yeah, I feel like there's a pretty high chance that there's going to be some kind of dark twist to this. Demon Shield and Zeus Mace. Or just other kids could come. Yeah, I thought so. They're all dead, aren't they? Yep. They must be the ghosts of all of the children with hats who... Yeah. That is, I am a little unnerved by that. Not so much about the ghost thing. I've never really been that scared of ghost stories, but it more just the fact, you know, dead children. But, well, we defeated that, and I want to check out what that demon shield is. Absorb Dark. With a name like that, you'd think it would have some kind of negative side effect, but it doesn't. That is really cool. Because I also like the 50 magic evade from the Aegis shield. I haven't used shields in way too long. I'm gonna license Barsh for the Deathbringer very soon, and then I can bring him back to using shields, and I'll probably give him the Demon Shield, actually.